What is up, guys? It's Griffin here, back at it again with another video. This is part one of a three-part series of how to overcome your fear of roller coaster slash heights. A lot of people have problems with roller coasters because of the heights problem. They're not necessarily afraid of roller coasters, they're just afraid of heights. So we're going to go through a step-by-step guide of how to build your confidence up and how to overcome your fear of heights, and what the main idea of what roller coasters were designed for. We're going to base this off of Six Flags Park, Six Flags Over Texas, located in Arlington, Texas. And we're going to start there. The idea of the park is we're going to ride rides in order of intensity slash how big they are, how fast they are, ultimately leading up to New Texas Giant, Titan, Mr. Freeze, three of the biggest and most intense rides in the park. So we're going to get straight into it. Like I said, remember, we're going from the least intense to the most intense. And the reasoning we're doing this is because you kind of want to work your way up. You have a problem with heights, or you have a problem with roller coasters. The whole saying, you want to start small and aim big. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to start really small, and then we're going to work our way up to something really, really big, just like you would with life. All right, so we're starting at Six Flags Over Texas. You get into the park, you're seeing the park for the first time, you see how everything's going. What you're going to do is you're going to make a right turn. You're going to see some little concession stands area. And then you'll walk up a little bit further. You'll see Justice League to your left, and then to the right, you'll see our first ride of the day, which is going to be Pandemonium. Pandemonium is manufactured by Gerstlauer. It's been in the park since 2008. It's a still spinning coaster. Six Flags Over Texas has a really, really good one. They have the trim brakes off. The height of this ride is only 53 feet tall with a drop of 27 feet. The top speed on this ride is 31 miles per hour with a track length of 1,351 feet. No inversions. The ride duration is just under 2 minutes. I would really, really try to embrace this ride. It's a really fun ride. You have a choice as to when you're going up the lift hill, if you want to go up the lift hill facing forward or facing backwards. If you're afraid of heights and you just really don't want to see anything, I would recommend going up forwards. If you're afraid of lift hills and you would like to look at the person in front of you or something, then I would recommend going up backwards. But get a good ride on that. It's a fairly decent ride. Not really too crazy, but it'll give you your first official roller coaster of the day, one step closer to New Texas Giant. Next, you're going to get off that ride and you're going to continue down the pathway straight until you're going to come into two rides. They're going to be called Runaway Mine Train and Mini Mine Train. The Runaway Mine Train was the first ever mine train at a Six Flags park. It's been operating in the park since 1966. The manufacturer is Aerodynamic. It is a steel mine train coaster. It's got 3 chain lift hills with a height of 35 feet, with a top speed of 27 miles per hour with 2,400 feet of track with a ride duration of 3 minutes. This ride, like it's a bit old, but it's good starting out. I don't ride this ride every time I go. When somebody's new and we're kind of using these steps to kind of get them up to Texas Giant, I ride it with them, type of thing. So yeah, go ahead and take a ride on Runaway Mine Train, and then after you get off Runaway Mine Train, you're going to exit the station, and directly next to it is something called Mini Mine Train. It's a smaller mine train. It's a shorter ride. It's manufactured by Aerodynamics. It's a mine train hybrid. It's in the steel family still, though. It also has a chain lift hill with a height of only 20 feet, with a track duration of 910 feet with a ride duration of probably maybe a minute long. The Mini Mine Train actually, in my opinion, is way better than the original Mine Train. It's been operating in the park since 1969, so it came out 3 years after Runaway Mine Train came out. But yeah, good, decent ride. You've already gotten 2 roller coasters out of the way. So now we're going to make our way to the only part of the park where this ride is located. We're going to head over to Judge Roy Scream. You're going to continue walking like you're walking towards Gotham. You can see Mr. Freeze and Batman the Ride in the background, so just follow those and you'll hit Judge Roy Scream, which has been operating in the park since March of 1980. The builder is Don Rosaire and William Cobb, or Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. It is a wooden out and back roller coaster with 1 chain lift hill. It's got a total height of 71 feet with a drop of 65 feet. It gets up to top speeds of only 45 miles per hour with a track length of 2,670 feet. The ride duration is about 1.5 minutes long. Really straightforward ride, nothing too crazy. Get you kind of used to going up and down. It does some camel hills, nothing too crazy. You get a little bit of airtime, and not nothing to be really considerable to be called a lot of airtime. It's going to be a rough ride, so just prepare yourself for it. The best way to ride this ride is going to be in the front or in the middle-ish. I would recommend trying to stay away from riding this ride in the back. But yeah, these also have seat belts and lap bars, so you don't have to worry about it, with 0 inversions as well. So after you do that, you're going to make your way into Gotham, where we're going to hit 2 more of our coasters. And we're going to make our way to the Joker, which opened in 2017. It is an SNS free spin, manufactured by SNS Worldwide. It is a steel with a total height of 120 feet, reaching top speeds of 38 miles per hour. This ride is, for new people, I don't know, they just get really, really nervous about it. And they get really nervous about it because the ride itself, it looks big, but it's really not. The ride duration, it's a really short ride. If I had to guess, I would probably say about a 45 to under a minute that ride lasts. It's not long. It's an SNS free spin. You go upside down, but the cars, they spin with each other. As you can see in the video, they kind of just spin, but it's nothing too crazy. I'm not a big fan of the SNS free spins, so if you like them, more power to you. If you don't like them, drop a like on the video. After Joker, you're going to make your way over to Batman the Ride, which is the only inverted steel coaster in the park. This ride opened at Six Flags Over Texas in 1999. It's manufactured by B&M. It's got a height of only 105 feet. The drop is about 84.5 feet long, with a top speed of only 50 miles per hour. The length is only 2,700 feet with 5 inversions and a duration of 2 minutes. This ride gets up into G-forces of 4 Gs during some of the half helix turns. This is a really good ride, and what this ride does, this is one of the few rides at Over Texas that has, it's a B&M, so they're going to be over the shoulder restraints, but compared to other over the shoulder restraints, these seem to be fairly comfortable. Not as comfortable as a lap bar would be, but it's a really good ride. Everyone that rides it for the first time always loves the ride. It's a fun ride. A lot of people like riding it. I ride it every time we go, so nothing too crazy there. But yeah, what this ride does, riding this ride, is it kind of gets you used to you're continually going up on your lift hills, on the height of the lift hills, and you're going up on your speed gradually, compared to just going to the park and somebody making you ride something, because you're going to feel a lot better if you do it on your own compared to somebody making you do it. After you ride Batman, you're going to make your way to the opposite side of the park until you see Runaway Mountain. Runaway Mountain is manufactured by Premier Rides. It opened in the park in 1996. It is a steel enclosed roller coaster with a height of 65 feet, with a top speed of 40 miles an hour, with 1,500 feet of track, with 0 inversions. This ride is inside and it is in the dark. It's literally inside, and sometimes a year there's a big Yeti in the middle. So if you're going down about halfway through the ride, you can kind of cut back and see the big Yeti sitting up in the middle of it as you're doing helixes around it. This ride's main source is just doing, you're just doing helixes. You're doing a helix and coming up. Nothing intense. There's really no G-forces on this ride. There is one pop of airtime. About 3/4 of the way through the ride, there is this one airtime hill that's really, really nice. But really, really good ride. So definitely must ride Runaway Mountain. After you ride Runaway Mountain, you're gonna start making your way towards the oil derrick, towards Shockwave. Shockwave is located directly next to the oil derrick. Shockwave was introduced to the park in 1978, and it's still there. It's manufactured by Swartsoff. It's a still virtual reality. There were 4K, and they had the special VR glasses. They did stuff with it. But the height is 116 feet tall with a drop of 105 feet, reaching top speeds of 60 miles per hour with 3,600 feet of track. It's got the double loop, the 2 inversions with 5.9 Gs. It's the highest G-force that you're probably going to find in anywhere in the U.S. As of this point in time. Shockwave did close again in 2008, so they could kind of remodel the ride itself. So it was closed due to, so they could kind of remanufacture the ride, because it is an older ride. So they do keep this ride up pretty well. Every time I went to the park, this ride has always been open. The line has always been short on this ride. We've never had to use Flash Pass for it, so it's really, really good. There is a 270-degree helix turn right before the end of the station, so it's definitely something to check out. Don't be intimidated by the loops and the going upside down, because, like I said, you have 5.9 positive Gs going into those loops, so you are very, very securely into your seat. Trust me, you are. After you ride Shockwave, you're going to walk past Texas Giant, and you're going to start making your way over to Lava Blora. Those of you who do not know, when you pull into the parking lot, you'll see some Premier rides there, one of which will look like a coral snake. That is Lava Blora. Lava Blora is manufactured by Intamin. It is a steel bobsled coaster with a total height of 60 feet, reaching top speeds of 32 miles per hour, with a track length of 1,490 feet. No inversions, with a ride duration of about a minute to a minute and a half. This is a pretty fun ride. You get your picture done while you're riding it, so pretty fun ride. Nothing too crazy, just kind of get you into it. And after Lava Blora, that's when you should probably just go take you a break, because this is where the fun's going to begin, man. So that's going to do it for part 1 of this video. And part 2 of the video, we're going to talk about New Texas Giant and what we're going to do to make ourselves ride it for the very first time. Like I said, each one of these rides, it's kind of building you up to Texas Giant and Titan. So until next time, we'll catch you in the next one. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe for more content. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you know when more videos are coming out. Until next time, like always, peace.